Listen up, guys, and the now maybe 15 women that watch me, alt season is approaching. Now, what is alt season? Well, it's when everything other than Bitcoin just goes bananas. Literally, things go crazy. You look at your phone, you are astonished, you want to tell people how much money you have. Just kidding, you should never do that. And you are just in disbelief about how much money you have from all of these altcoins. That is altcoin season. And how do I know what altcoin season is? Well, right here. This is the first time I personally bought ETH. This was back in 2016, and I purchased 15.36 ETH for $12.89 per ETH. So I've been around for a while. I've showed you when I first got into Bitcoin way back in 2013, right here. So I have seen many cycles, and altcoin season is approaching. I'm going to talk about what that is, what to look for, and all the things that point to it happening next year. So now is the time to load up on altcoins, in my opinion. Again, nothing that I say in this video is financial advice. Do not listen to anything I say, but I will share what I am doing, and that is loading up on specific altcoins. So I'm going to go through a couple charts, talk a little bit about Bitcoin dominance, and all of these charts are actually from Into the Cryptoverse, and you can get access to these charts and more. There is a referral link below if you would like to pick it up, where you can get 10% off. And at the end of the video, I'm going to touch on the altcoins that I am personally buying, or most of them I have already purchased, and I'll touch on that later in the video. But before I go into all that, guys, if you want more access to me in my 11 plus years in crypto, what I'm buying, metrics I'm looking at as to when to take profits, which is very important, where I am buying and selling crypto, and also I'm going to be doing some members only webinars where you guys can ask me questions. Go ahead and click the link in the description, enter your email, click sign me up, and you will get those updates when they come out. So I'll get to the fun stuff a little bit later in the video. It's super important though to have a foundation of what the heck is going on here. So this is critical. Essentially, we are right in the middle of where we were in the previous two cycles when it comes to return on investment, otherwise known as ROI. So as of this data, we are smack in the middle of the green and the yellow. We are the magenta in the middle. So that leads me to the next chart, taking a look at Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance is essentially a marker that shows when altcoins outperform Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin dominance goes down, we can see that altcoins versus Bitcoin go up. Now, in the previous two bull markets, 2017 and 2021, which would correspond to next year, 2025, we saw Bitcoin dominance severely go down, and then altcoins, meaning everything other than Bitcoin, massively went up. This chart shows that at the end of 2020, which would correspond to 4 years ago, we did see Bitcoin dominance continue to go up until basically the end of the year. So there is some data to show that altcoins will still underperform Bitcoin until the beginning of next year, which is perfect for this video because it gives all of us an opportunity to take a deep breath and decide which altcoins we want to buy and how to load up our bags. If you're newer to crypto, which wallets do you sign up for, how to purchase things safely, all things I'll cover in my newsletter, so definitely click that and enter your email. But I don't think you need to worry about like, oh my gosh, it's going to happen tomorrow. So this chart shows that, again, we have a little while before altcoin season really begins. And then you can see right here, Bitcoin dominance begins to absolutely tank. You can see it just goes straight down all the way into basically all of next year. And this is another great chart showing just where we are compared to previous years. And this is, again, really important to know that where we are has followed 2012, 2016, and 2020. So every other Bitcoin halving year. This is the average of 2012, 2016, and 2020 for Bitcoin year-to-date ROI. So how well has Bitcoin done this year versus the previous 3 Bitcoin halving years, also known as the election years. And we are literally sitting at the average of the previous 3 years. So again, this is more data to support that we are going to repeat what happened in 2021, which will correspond to next year, 2025. And if that's the case, very, 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 very exciting times ahead. And just to give you an idea of what happened in 2021, Ethereum, which is a good benchmark for the entire altcoin space, did a 5x and it peaked at a 6.5x. Let's take a look at Solana. 2021, it did a 100x, or at its peak, a 135x. That would be, again, next year. So a lot of you guys, most of us are asking, what is the next Solana? What will do a 100x? Now, nobody knows with absolute certainty. And anybody that says so, you need to unsubscribe from their station and just leave. But at the end of the video, I'm going to cover some altcoins that I personally am investing in and that I think may have potential, but again, not financial advice. And also, it's really important to know that retail means just your average mom and pop. So if you're watching, that means you're already here. You're already interested. But the interest is nowhere near where it was back when altcoin season started, or when things got really, really heated. We can see this is new YouTube views for crypto stations. We are under 2 million views a day, and the peak of 2021, we were at 4 million views. So we still have a while there. YouTube subscribers to crypto stations, we are way, way under, about a third, or less than a third, of where we were at the peak of 2021. Also, new Twitter followers to those who talk about crypto, we are way under, at about a fourth of where we were in 2021. There are a lot of factors. Check out my previous 2 videos if you want to know about why I'm super, super bullish. There are a lot of factors. I'm not going to go into all of those here. But these are just some that I am looking for and looking at. There are other metrics and other factors that I am personally looking at that I will be talking to people about that in the community. So go to the link, enter your email, and you will get access to that information. So let's talk about some altcoins meaning anything but Bitcoin, that I personally own and that I am interested in. Now, Ethereum has been pretty boring over the last couple months. We are still 30% away from the all-time high it hit November 2021. So some people are like, is Ethereum dead? Is Ethereum over? Personally, and everything in this video is just my personal opinion, the answer is no. I personally believe that Ethereum will massively surpass its previous all-time high and will crush $5,000 and go way, way higher. That is my opinion. So that is one that I definitely hold. The next one, Solana. I am a huge bull of Solana, and we recently surpassed the previous all-time high from several years ago. So a lot of people were buying right here. This was obviously the time when you should have been really interested in crypto, but that's okay. You're here now. And again, everything points to a massive, massive alt season for 2025. The next one I want to talk about is Dogecoin. Now, Dogecoin I like for a few pretty simple reasons. The first, it's the biggest by market cap meme coin, and it has the most traction. Elon Musk loves it. And whether or not you like or dislike Elon Musk, he is incredibly powerful now, being very, very close to Donald Trump and his cabinet. We are 42% below the previous all-time high that happened in May of 2021. If you remember, May of 2021 is when Elon, or right around there, he went on Saturday Night Live dressed as, I think it was like a Mario brother, and he talked about Dogecoin on Saturday Night Live. And that, looking back, was kind of like a clear top signal. So these are things that are hard to chart. You can't really look at the charts I showed before and be like, oh yeah, Elon on SNL, definite top signal. But if there are a lot of those things, for example, in 2017 or early 2018, we had an entire episode of The Big Bang Theory where it was all about cryptocurrency, and someone on the show, I don't know the show, so apologies for that, he lost an old USB drive that had a bunch of Bitcoin on it, and that was the entire purpose or the entire theme of the show. And when it gets that mainstream, that's usually a time to take profits, or if you have not taken profits already, it's time to start then. Another one that I really like is Avalanche. Now, they are doing big things in gaming, and I think that they have a lot of staying power as well. Now, the good thing about Avalanche, and again, just my opinion here, 70% below its all-time high that happened at the peak of the last market November 21st, 2021. I personally believe that Avalanche will do very well. I think that gaming will do very well this cycle. I'll cover a few more of those coins in just a moment, but taking a look at Avalanche for the last year, you can see that it's been kind of boring, right? It hit a local high of $60 back in March when there was that pump, and it still has not reached that high. So I like coins that I think are still doing very well. There's still a lot of action happening with that coin, with that community, with that ecosystem, and they are well below their previous all-time high. Personally, that is something I look at, and Avalanche fits that criteria. The next coin I want to talk about is Altura or Alu. Now, this is a smaller coin, and they are doing huge things with gaming, NFTs, and AI, really integrating all of those things into their platform. They've created something called Smart NFTs, which really allows people to play games better, and they also have created all sorts of stuff for creating NPCs, non-player characters, and they are just crushing it when it comes to gaming. They've also partnered with 200 plus games already. Now, these are massive, massive games, Immutable being one of them. So they are partnering with already established and very, very large companies when it comes to gaming. And their token, ALU, is a utility token. So this powers their entire ecosystem. A lot of these smaller coins you have to purchase on different exchanges. So if you're brand new to crypto, I will be covering some of this stuff in the newsletter. So go ahead and sign up for that. But for example, with this coin and others, you can't purchase it on Coinbase. You have to go into smaller exchanges, or ideally you're going to use something like Phantom Wallet or MetaMask, and then integrate it with Uniswap for you to buy these tokens. And it's another token that had an incredible 2021, and it had a really, really harsh bear market, but what they are doing is still innovating. They are still building and innovating, and that is why I like them. The next one I like is Cardano ADA. So Cardano has been around forever. Let's take a look. It had this insane surge way back in 2021, and it is still 65 or 66% below its all-time high. The technology of ADA works well. The CEO and founder, Charles Hoskinson, has said that he is going to be working with the current administration or the incoming administration, Trump's administration, working with crypto and getting involved there. So I think there is a lot of momentum behind Cardano. The community is really, really strong. People love Cardano, and we are well below its previous all-time high. It did a 2x over the last 30 days, and something I forgot to mention, which I think is really important. When we're talking about altcoins, I want to take a look at the beginning of 2021, which again would correspond to next year, 2025. For Bitcoin, we saw a Bitcoin price of around $40,000 or so, and then the Bitcoin price dropped down to 30. So that's a 25% drop in a matter of 2 weeks or so. So as we move into 2025, which is a very exciting year, we can see there are a lot of drops. And this is Ethereum. There was a nice, fun dip from $2,000 to $1,400 in a matter of a week. So with anything that you are buying, and I just want to pause and just remind you of this, it's important that you understand that a 20, 30, or 40% dip can happen even in the middle of a bull market or altcoin season. It can be incredibly scary and unnerving and unsettling, especially if this is the first cycle, first time you've been in crypto, to see your portfolio, to see your precious coins value drop by 25% in a week. That would be like if you had $10,000 and then you open up your app and you're like, shoot, I have $7,500. You may be thinking crypto's a scam. This was stupid. I screwed up. I'm going to sell everything and cut my losses. And I just want you to be aware that this is what happens and this is normal and almost to be expected. It actually is to be expected. So that's important to remember for anything that you buy, whatever I share or whatever coins you already have or what coins that you like. 25, 30, 40% dips in a bull market can and will happen. So it's important to have conviction about what you're buying before you see your portfolio drop and then panic sell at a loss. From being in this space since 2013, that is something that I have personally become very, very comfortable with. even though temporarily it can be very scary. So the next coin I want to talk about is one of my favorites, and it is Cronos, also known as Crypto.com. Now, this coin I've been talking about since 2019, a very, very long time. This is down 80% from its all-time high, which was November 24th, 2021. So buying a coin that's down 80% from its all-time high, you're either thinking to yourself, wow, this is a bargain because I really believe in the company, or you are just gambling, right? One of the two. So for me, this is a very clear buy for me. They are expanding what they're offering to include buying and selling stocks, literally being a bank, and they have amazing cards. These are debit cards, which I'll cover in greater detail in a future video, where every time you use it, you can get their native token, CRO, you can get free Netflix, you can get free Spotify. If you just want to pick up a card and you know you want to pick up a card, I will include the link to do that below, but I will be talking a lot more about Crypto.com in the future. But this is one that I have been loving and have been using for, 5 years or so. And again, the roadmap for Crypto.com is very deep, from what they're doing with crypto to, which is new, stocks and banking, and then they have their debit cards. The next one, we have Axon DAO. Now, this is a governance token, and I am actually pretty darn passionate about this. The reason being is because what this DAO allows people to do is decide where they want to put their money for medical research. Now, what this solves is that if a scientist, say, wants to research something that goes against the grain of their university, they won't actually get funding for it. And what Axon DAO does is it allows the community to say, hey, I want to raise money for a specific issue, and then they can raise money to do so. Now, that's just a very, very surface level understanding of it, but it is disrupting the medical field and medical research. And I love that it's a DAO because it allows the community to decide which proposals or to propose proposals as to what they want to research. Axon DAO also allows your medical data. So for example, if you're wearing one of these smartwatches or rings that tracks your sleep and your health, it allows you to actually monetize that for yourself. It's not just giving all that data to another company. So there's a lot of things that I really, really like about Axon. And yeah, there's a lot more. I'll talk about that in the future, but it is something that I dig. And this token is how you can participate in these projects. The next one I want to talk about is Immutable. Immutable has been around for a while, and they are doing really, really big things with gaming. Now, Immutable is another one where you can see, wow, it had a really, really huge last cycle in 2021, and then the price tanked. Well, it's down 81%. So buying Immutable is banking on the fact that right here from a few days ago, Immutable emerges as 2024's fastest growing blockchain gaming ecosystem. So do you believe that blockchain gaming is a thing? I personally do. And therefore, I personally like Immutable. I think this could be an incredible opportunity. And again, none of this is financial advice. I'm going to keep saying that because somebody's going to, pretend like I didn't say it. So yeah, I mean, for me, I think Immutable is a strong company and I personally dig it. So the next coin I want to talk about is Pinlink. And they have done insane over the last 7 days because this is a newer launch. This is a newer company. So with newer companies, you are going to get a lot of volatility for the upside or for the downside. But in this case, wow, over the last 7 days, it's done a 14x. Because it's a pretty small market cap coin. So I was looking for a company that was tackling a lot of different sectors and they were trying to bring them all together, and they had a product or an offering and a service that was the intersection basically of several different massive industries. And that's exactly what they do. They combine, or they basically touch on $1 trillion different industries, and they bring them all together. So the company was founded by an ex-VP of Engine, which was a company that at its peak had a $4+ billion market cap. So it's cool when companies already have a good leadership team with prior successes. So this really helps DePIN asset holders increase their revenue, because usually there's only one way of making money, and now there are multiples. DePIN owners, so that could be those that have computing power, they can rent out their assets capacity. So I know this is kind of confusing. What the heck is DePIN? What's going on here? But this is something that has real world use cases, and there's actually a market for this. So the DePIN market itself is $3.5 trillion. The real world asset tokenization market is $10 trillion. And then there's a $2 trillion AI market as well. And this company, Pinlink, is at the center of these three massive markets. So how I purchased Pinlink myself on the open market was through Uniswap. It can get kind of confusing when you're purchasing things for the first time in a new wallet. So again, if you're new to this stuff, join my email list and I'll help you out, help you set up wallets, help you understand this stuff. But man, the price of this token went from literally 3 cents to 50 cents in a matter of a week. And you can connect Uniswap to a number of hot wallets like MetaMask, which is probably the most common for most people, Phantom, and several others. The next one we have is Popcat. Now, Popcat is, I guess, similar to Doge because it's a pointless meme coin. But Popcat, like I've talked about in several videos, is really, really resilient. What do I mean by that? Well, Popcat has only been around for a little while, but it just keeps putting in higher lows. So it drops down, higher low, higher low. It did have a dip here, but over the last couple months, it has just gone straight up. It has done really well, from around 50 cents to as high as $2. And I just really like it. I think it's a cute little meme coin. It's a picture of a cat opening its mouth. And yeah, it's silly. Meme coins are silly. Meme coins are something that you either like them or you don't. And I have been following Popcat from the very, very beginning, way back either in January or last December. And I have just seen it grow and grow and grow. And I have been impressed with Popcat. So again, none of this is financial advice. None of the coins I'm sharing are things that I'm telling you to buy or that you should buy or that I'm telling you will go up in value. Not even Bitcoin. Bitcoin may go down. But everything that I'm looking at, everything that I've seen, me being in this space since forever, it really, really does look good for 2025, including everything I shared in this video, including looking at Bitcoin year-to-date ROI, taking a look at where we are compared to previous years, showing that YouTube and Twitter retail just has not come in nearly to where it was back in 2021. And ultimately, that's it, guys. And the 13, 14 women that watch. Please comment if you're a woman below. And if you're watching this on your husband's or boyfriend's computer, go to your computer, log into your own Gmail, because I want the algorithm, I want the demographics on my YouTube station to show more women. Last I checked, 92% men or something like that. It's pretty high. The crypto space and even the finance space, but specifically the crypto space, is dominated by men. So I really encourage more women to join the space. So if you are a woman and you are watching, leave a comment below. If you're also a guy, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed to the station, go ahead and do so. Sign up to the newsletter. And that's basically it, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.